Hi there, my crafty friends. It's Ashley Pfeiffer, the maker behind Stamped AF, and I am bringing you another video for the Creating for Christmas series that I'm doing. And I apologize, it's a little late. They always go out on Friday, but this week self-care was a little more important. And I'm sorry, please don't take that the wrong way. But my product of the week is Nature's Beauty, and this stamp set is very special because $4 from each stamp set sold in Canada. The amounts differ across the world, but $4 from each stamp set sold goes to support mental health organizations. And this week, my mental health was more important than trying to fit in another video. I am doing a lot of videos, so I took some time off. I had a nice quiet evening, 2 evenings in a row. I actually even had date night with hubby last night, so it was nice. And I will admit there was a bit of guilt in not getting it done on time, but the world goes on, right? So here I am. My apologies for it being late. We are going to do Nature's Beauty, obviously, but we're also going to use the Snowfront stamp set. And I had made a snow globe card with this stamp set a few weeks ago. It didn't quite turn out the way I had expected, but whoops, there it is. I put a little bit too much glitter, so the deer kind of get lost until you shake it that way, but still super cute. So we're going to do kind of a variation on that. I did one earlier this morning that will be part of an online class that I'm doing with a US demonstrator. I haven't released any of the details about who, what, or when. Just know there will be a class coming. I will give you the when. It'll be next month. We're planning to have everything ready in early October, and we're going to use the Still Scenes bundle. So I created a super cute card using that this morning. It will be part of that online class, so I'm not going to show you it today. But I had a similar yet different idea for this card. So we're going to use the deer. I think the deer is my favorite in the stamp set. I mean, the fox is cute, the bunny is cute. Sorry about that glare. But the deer really has my heart. And I think that's because we have deer in behind our house. I'm going to use gray granite this time. I know deer are usually more of a brown, like a crumb cake. But we're kind of going to do tone on tone, I think. We'll stamp up that deer. There we go. I always find that the head comes out a little bit darker than I'd like it to. I feel like I'm heavier handed on the top part. Okay, so that is a beautiful hand-drawn image. Now the rest of it is going to be more of a silhouette. So we're done with that stamp. Excuse me. So now we'll move to Snowfront, and this is such a fun stamp set. I'm going to show you something. So I used the Snowfront stamp set, and I'm sorry I've got so much light. So all of this is from the Snowfront stamp set. The deer, the little path, the trees, the cabin, the snowman, isn't he cute? And then even the tree and the birds. So I think these ones are all the same. Actually, I did change it up a little bit so that I had the deer in front there, but it was a super cute way. These are just like a, I don't know what the measurement is, but it's like a half catalog envelope. So it was super cute. It was fun to do. So we are going to have these trees back there. Now we're going to do this, like I said, more of a tone on tone. I'm not going to have the colors. Almost stuck my block right into the ink pad. Gorgeous. Now I haven't made this card yet. This idea was just in my head. And actually the idea that I had done earlier, the card that I did for this online class, it was supposed to be this card, but it kind of morphed into something different. So we're going to pretend that that is this little deer's family. It's just kind of wandered off. We'll put a couple more trees in here and there. I love that this stamp set has both like evergreen or spruce trees, but it's also got like these ones that don't have the leaves. I don't know what those are. Love that. So this one will be a little bit closer, so it will be somewhat bigger. I was gonna say bigger, but not really, right? We'll do just a little grouping of these trees. I know I don't need to be using a D block here, but sometimes I'm lazy and I just want to use one block. And D is the most versatile one we have, so I do always recommend that as a starting block if you are just starting out with stamping, because the D block will fit almost all of the stamp sets that we have. I'm gonna stamp that one off. You may be wondering why my grid paper is upside down. I had some stamped images on there and I didn't want it to distract. It's some ink blending, and in full honesty, I'm kind of cheap with my grid paper. This stuff does cost money, so I like to use both sides and waste not, want not, right? It's more money to spend on stamps and ink and cardstock. Okay, and we could put this little cabin in behind there, but I think at this point I would have to mask off the deer. Could put it back there, but then I don't know. Let's see if I can mask it off just using some of the mini Post-its without actually having to re-stamp it and cut it. Then I will do it. We could also use masking fluid. And that being said, I think I just came up with an idea. I am going to sandbox that Stampin' Up! Get a masking fluid. I have, what brand is it? Molotow. But I don't use it because it's not Stampin' Up! So. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Close counts. I just love this stamp set. And if you have, close enough, right? If you have the waterfront stamp set, it is that same style. So if you have this one, you're gonna want this one. You can cover all the seasons. I hope they keep coming out with more and more of these. I love this artistic look and feel. And you could almost use every stamp in this bundle. I think we're gonna stick with the evergreens or spruce or whatever we've determined they are. Put one up there. That one's gonna be pretty huge compared to that, right? I did just notice there's one that's even bigger. But I think this might be too big. Once we put that one up here. And with these, you can always stamp off to get one that looks similar, that is lighter in color. And look, this has all been one color and one stamp set. We haven't used anything else. No Stampin' Write markers, no nothing. We could even do a little pond here if we want. Not sure I'm gonna do that part. What else have we got? Got something that looks like mountains, but I'm gonna leave that. We are gonna put a little snowman in there because it's so stinking cute. So I think just kind of off the side, because it's close to the cabin, it's gonna look like the family there built a little snowman. Oh, love it. We could put one of these little birds, but I think we're gonna skip that too. So I think we can call that done for that part. I'm gonna do one more of these. I feel like something's missing. It just kind of stops from there. Cover up its leg. I'm saying it because I don't know if it's a male or a female. I mean, if it's a buck, it doesn't have any antlers yet, but that could be. Now to soften this up just a little bit and make it look like this deer really belongs in the picture, we're just going to blend this a little bit. Because if you notice, everything else has like no detail. This deer has a ton of it. So you can use your blender pen to bring in some of that gray granite so she is not so stark. And then we can also just pick some up off of the side of the case. You always want to soften it up a little bit before you take it to your image, because you don't want like a big spot of harsh color where everything else has been soft. So I just scribble it on the side of the case. Beautiful. I miss its kind of little white flag of a tail. Let's soften this guy up a bit too. So you can take your blender pen to every shape in this stamp set and soften them. Okay, and we can put a sentiment. Now I feel like we're missing something up there, and there is some snow in here, but it's far too much and too compact. So I'm just trying to think of one that might have something a little softer. I think actually Waterfront has got, I like that one more. It looks like it could be stars or snow. So let's just stamp that off. You want to turn it every time so that you don't have the same pattern going all the way down your cardstock. You can ink up just part of it if you want to fill just one specific spot. Beautiful. Now, both of these sets have something in common in that they don't have any sentiments, which is fine because we are going to pull out Itty Bitty Christmas and use that. Now, while I'm doing all this and I've got your attention, I'm just going to do my little bit of housekeeping stuff. Now, this stamp set is my product of the week, and with my product of the week, I always have an ordering special that goes with that. So if you order the Nature's Beauty stamp set with me this week, just trying to figure out which one we want here. I love the thinking of you at Christmas, but I think I need a one-liner. I'm going to go to my favorite, which is Celebrate the Season. So if you order this stamp set with me this week, you have your choice of one of two specials. You can get a free bottle of puff paint, which we didn't use on this one, but I did use on both of my other projects this week. So this was Monday's video. So there's that little bit of puff paint there, and then on Wednesday's Facebook Live, this was one of two projects, and I just kind of scattered the puff paint here, there, and everywhere. So you can get that bottle of puff paint, which looks like this, or you can choose to have the proceeds from this stamp set, so basically my discount, will go to the Mood Disorders Association of Manitoba, which is where the funds raised from our Stampin' Bingo last Saturday are going. We raised $120, which doesn't sound like a lot of money, but these were people that had already paid to come to our bingo that purchased extra tickets to support this good cause. So I haven't donated this money yet because I'm waiting to see if I have any money for my ordering specials this week to add to that. So until end of day Sunday, September 29th, if you order this bundle with me, you will have your choice of those two options. So if you live in Canada, which is where I am, and that's the only place I can sell, you can choose one of those two options. So let me know. I can add to my order. Now I'm just going to take a little bit off of one of the sides here so that we have a little bit of our mat showing, and of course that's where my ink went into the ink pad. So I'm just going to take this down to about 4 1/8. And right now it's 5 1/2, so we'll take it down to 5 3/8. So we have a very small border around the edge, but it's just enough. You don't really see that ink spot. But if that happens to you and you're concerned, you can use Tombow Mono Eraser. And you never want to go too hard in one spot, because it will rip your cardstock. Okay, so with some Tombow, we're not doing any kind of embellishment or anything to this. We could add sequins or anything really. But let's let the image do the talking. Sometimes simple is best. I don't usually do 1/8 of an inch for my border. I like it. A little bit of glue seepage there. Now the only other thing we're going to do to this is add some of the Frost White shimmer paint, and mine is in a Stampin' spritzer, and I fill it about 3/4 of the way, 2/3 of the way with water, and then just add a couple of drops of the shimmer paint, and this is 70% rubbing alcohol. Hold it from about 1 foot away so that you don't get big clumps of it. And that's it. The only other thing we have to do is add something on the inside, and we're going to leave this one blank so that the recipient can write whatever they'd like. Now, some people like to use Whisper White on the inside, but again, it comes back to me being cheap or poor. I just use printer paper on the inside and a little bit of snail. This is the only thing I use snail for. I prefer Tombow because I want my cards to stay together forever. So with the Nature's Beauty or the Snowfront stamp set, you could put something on the inside. And maybe let's just add one of these, just so it's not entirely blank in there. We'll add these 2 little trees. And in case I didn't mention it, this is all gray granite. My cardstock is smoky slate, only because I have more of that than I do gray granite right now. There we go. Isn't it beautiful? It took a little bit of time, but that's just to create your scene. But it's a nice snowy, rustic scene. So that is it for this installment of Creating for Christmas, and I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't hit that subscribe button below, please consider doing so, and you will see 2 new videos each and every week. From now until Christmas, I will be doing the Creating for Christmas, and then I always introduce my product of the week on Monday. So thank you so much for watching. If you need any of the supplies that you've seen in this video, feel free to shop from my online store. I will have the link below. And that is all, my crafty friends. We'll see you soon. Bye.